Katawa Shoujo, Katawa Shoujo. Ah, good morning. Solid morning light shimmers against the light gray ceiling. I'd forgotten to draw the curtains. It's my room. My room. This is the third room this year I'm supposed to call mine. Various things around here remind me that indeed it's me who's supposed to be the one living here. My bags, my new school books, my numerous medications. I stare at the bottles, deliberating until I open a bottle, shake it out, pop a pill. Wait. Oh, so foil sheet's a different one, yeah. I down them with a chaser of water without thinking about the chemistry. My uniforms are in the closet. I slink out from under the sheets and stretch my back. Putting on a new school uniform feels like dressing in someone else's clothes. The artificial smell of generic detergent invades my nose, but the feeling of fresh clothes against my back is a good one, a natural one. I haven't worn clothes for years. Feels like a school uniform, as it should. It's not much different from what I used to wear before. Goes for other things too. So far, this place seems more or less like a normal school. Except for those frickin' weirdos. Think back to my talk with Kenji yesterday, Misha's constant laughter and Shini's sweeping sign language gestures. Well, I've only met 3 students so far. I've got to find the other waifus. Perhaps people like them are what passes for normal around here. What does pass for normal? I didn't see a lot of kids hanging around the classes yesterday, so maybe there are clubs. I want to join the esports club. I decided to ask Shizuni about it. After all, she did say if I had anything to ask, I should ask her. She crosses her arms and shifts her gaze to Misha, who looks more preoccupied with trying to grind the eraser of her pencil down so the top is perfect and evenly flat. Shizuni's a cutie. Sorry, Chi-chan, is there something you wanted from me? I see, that's a good question. My first thought is, what does... is that mean she doesn't know which is... My first thought is, that means she doesn't know which is worrying. Maybe I'm being too negative. Anyways, Misha... Don't prove me right. That's right. Everyone is encouraged to join a club. A lot of people do so because there isn't anything else to do. That's all. There are also school events like the festival coming up in a few days. Almost every student in the school tends to help out, doing whatever. So, you actually transferred in a busy time. Maybe you can help out too. Sure. What's the festival? Misha freezes. Stop right-clicking, dang it. I don't know. The truth is, it's a local event. I'm not from this area. She starts signing desperately to Shizuni, asking her to bail her out. Shizuni adjusted her glasses to the end of her oddly grandiose flourish and starts signing hard and heavy. Ah, yes. The good old textbook. The good old narrative dump. Oh. Who cares? Misha puffs out her chest as she shouts Shizuni's words out at me with a disproportionate amount of pride. Too loud, I can see heads turning to look in our direction. Not so loud. Human beings evolve with each new generation. The ideals and beliefs behind a festival will inevitably change with time. Now, it's about delicious fried food and amusing little games that we play to win. Paid to win, play to win. The teacher clears his throat with very loudly batting his long wooden pointer against his other palm like a baton. Finally noticing where we are, Misha stifles a yelp and quietly sits down. Shizuni doesn't seem embarrassed at all, brushing it off without a care. We're in the middle of class and should start working. That's right, Shi-chan. What? That's right. Hey, Chan, are you asking because you're interested in joining a club? It could have been my eyes playing tricks on me, but I think I saw a suspicious glance exchange between them. Misha's tone also changed, although it does that every other word anyways. I was thinking about it. I'm about to ask what they had in mind. You should join the literature club. Out of the corner of my eye, I see the girl with long dark hair get up from her desk and slip silently towards the door. It doesn't seem like she was working in any group. No one seems to notice her but me. Oh, poor burn girl. I glance at the teacher who's looking at the dark-haired girl go. Fuck it, she's gone. Something wrong? Was Misha just looking at me after the girl... Or was Misha just looking at me looking after the girl who left? No, nothing. Maybe she's a ghost! Okay, well, like you were asking, we don't have any plans for lunch today, do you? I thought I would go to the library and pick up some books. Not really. Hot. She's smoking. Want to have lunch together? Sure. Oh, she's so cute, man. I love this girl. I love Deaf Girl. She's so cute. The rest of class passes uneventfully. The girl with the long hair never came back. Before I have time to put any more thought into where she could have gone, the teacher informs us that it's time to stop working. Shizune looks more than a little annoyed that we only just barely managed to finish all our work in time. I'm just glad we finished it at all. Yes, it is, Hichan. Impossible. Really? Really? I've noticed this before, but it's kind of funny how Misha's always moving her hands and signing not only everything she says, but what everyone else is saying at any given time. She must be the ultimate sign language interpreter. It must be so Shizune can understand it. Her eyes dart back and forth between Misha's hands and me. I don't know who I'm supposed to be looking at. I'm talking to Misha, but that might be wrong. Maybe I should face Shizune. I'm used to looking in the direction of the person whose voice I'm hearing. Aripo, with a brand new sub. Aripo, thank you so much for that sub, dude, and welcome to the super family. Aw, Aripo, we just met you earlier today. Shizune. Shizune. Is it just Shizune? Let me see. How I pronounce her name. Shizune. Shizune. Let's see. Shizune.
Shizune.
Shizune. This game's a lot of reading. Yeah, it's a visual novel. It's literally all reading. Shizune can't hear me. It would be disrespectful to talk to her only through Misha. Then again, isn't that what she's doing? No, she's at least looking at me. This is all very confusing. I don't get it. It's not a contest because contests are competitions over a prize. If there's no prize, it's not a contest. Shizune's eyes light up dangerously with a competitive glare. She stares at me as if surprised I'm challenging her. I never noticed how dark and blue her eyes are. It's truly an alluring glare. Are you sure, Hichan? Very sure. You're wrong, Hichan, because I don't want to be the slowest one in the class. Therefore, what's on the line is my confidence in my abilities, and a prize is the satisfaction of proving them. Wah! Wah! Shizune pushes her glasses up the bridge of her nose in a very matter-of-fact way. I'd argue more the bell rings. She quickly gets up, packs up her bags, looking at me expectantly. I'd almost forgotten I was supposed to have lunch with them that we just agreed on like seconds ago. Where do you want to eat? The cafeteria? I like to eat between your legs. Well, I guess. At my old school, I like to eat outside near the back of the building. It's a good spot. I didn't find it until near the end of my freshman year. I wonder if there's a similar place to eat here. Misha seems to imply as much. Really, I thought the classic was going to eat on top of the roof. Shizune and Misha pull me towards the cafeteria, which is surprisingly not packed. Maybe some students favor eating in classrooms or outdoors. I saw some of my classmates had boxed lunches. After we finish eating, Misha picks up where we left off earlier. So, Hichan, you wanted to know about clubs and stuff, right? Right. Right. Okay, I guess it makes sense to ask first. Exchanging little nods of confirmation, they turn to face me again, and Misha straightens her posture as if she was about to deliver a speech. Hichan, do you have anything you're really interested in? Girls. I used to play soccer, but I'm not really into it. I don't follow the teams and players or anything like that. As of late, I usually just read. Ah, there's a literature club. Come on, I want this to go straight Doki Doki. Seems like they have all the members they could possibly have right now. Sorry, Hichan, it's a really popular club. Let's join the sign language club. Okay, more to the point, Hichan. Does that mean you don't have anything already in mind? Not really. Great. Why? Why is it so great? No reason. Other than clubs and upcoming festival, there's one other thing. One more thing. Student council. Oh yeah, let's join the student council. I didn't know the school had a student council. That's a very melodramatic setup though. Just to tell me about that. I'm pretty sure two of them know this because Shizune looks a little embarrassed about it and Misha is laughing. Shizune quickly takes control of the discussion in the manner of speaking. After all, it's Misha who has to voice whoever she says. Hichan, maybe you should join the student council. They could use more people. Yes, definitely. You should definitely join. Why? Well, for one, you can hang out every day, Hichan. Shichan and I are both on the student council. Shichan is the president. Of course she is. I'm starting to get the suspicion that Shizune and Misha might not exactly be the most unbiased people to talk about with this. As if reading my mind, Shizune quickly adjusts her glasses and signs something. Of course, we're not trying to get you to join just because we would obviously benefit from you joining the student council and therefore have an incentive to get you to join us, please. We admit nothing. I mean, Hichan, of course, it'd be nice of you to join and we'd appreciate it. But even without that, joining the student council shows a healthy interest in the workings of one's school. Yep, it's true, Hichan. Besides, you don't want to spend time with us after school? I can't tell if she's being genuine or if this is just really good acting. Both of them seem to be hard at work to look their cutest. Although they have already... both of them seem to be trying hard to look their cutest, although they're already pretty cute to begin with. I agree, especially... Suichi. Nah, there's no reason to call her Suichi. It's settled then. Welcome to the student council. Well, that was quick. What? See, of course it wouldn't go so easily. You're right. It would be boring if it went that smoothly. Oh well, Shichan owes me candy now. You are betting on it? Hey, my life's not a game here. Yes, it is. Shizune seems so intrigued by this when Misha signs it to her. The aggressive glint returns to her eyes. Dot. That's interesting. Let's play a game. It's not what I said. How about rich man, poor man? If you lose, you have to join a student. What? What is that even? What is rich man, poor man? Why not? Well, because you two both have the same incentive and therefore the same goal, which is to get me to join the student council. Yep. There isn't my goal. What this means is both of you can team up and I'll be at a clear disadvantage, so I'll have to decline. Hichan, I'm very offended. Are you saying you don't trust us and we would pull something so disingenuous? That makes me sad. Sorry? It's hard to believe where Shizune's... It's hard to tell where Shizune's influence end and Misha's thoughts begin. I think we just literally saw that. Maybe Misha has a learning disability. In order to atone for hurting a young girl's feelings, you should definitely join the student council. No! How about a game of paper football instead, rich man, poor man? Instead of rich man, poor man. Okay, so that's a game I'm just not familiar with, whatever rich man, poor man is. Paper football? It's a game they play in America! Isn't it cool? It's the ultimate form of competition between two people. Ultimate. I don't know, this doesn't seem like a school of ultimates if you ask me. It's also played by elementary and middle school children. That means it's a game that really separates the boys from the men. More like boys from slightly older boys. Anyways, I'm not going to play that either. Just the fact that you know what it is means you're probably surprisingly good at it. Yeah, that's true. How'd you know? Shizune frowns at Misha, telling me that she probably wasn't supposed to admit that so readily. I wouldn't say I'm happy about their attempts to get me to the student council. But I'm a little curious about what the student council does here. I've never been on one either, or even know anyone who has been a member of one. So it interests me. I kind of like Shizune and Misha, so maybe it wouldn't be so bad. We're admitting it. Okay, Hichan, how about Risk? I keep my set of portable Risk right here. You don't know Risk? What a not nerd. It's really fun. You fight for control of the world with armies and everything. Sounds like Shizune would be good at it. If you want to play, we can after school. How about Settlers of Catan? That way we'll never want to hang out again. Ah, really, Shichan? You can play just for fun, Hichan. Shichan hasn't played in a long time, so if you want to, there's no strings attached. Okay. Okay, perfect. We'll see you after school in the student council room then. Wait, why there? That's where we keep the game, dub-dub. Seems like pretty reasonable. Settlers of Catan is fun, and then you get like way too competitive, and then people start things get like way too competitive sometimes, which is great. Play Settlers of Catan with people you truly love and care about, because then you'll know who your real friends are. No, I don't want to trade you any dang wool. Give me your longest road, bitches. I grimace to tell how much I do not like this, but it's more for show than anything. So in the end, I agree, but only after getting Shizune to acknowledge I don't mean anything concrete just by accepting to take a look around and play a game with her. Lunch ends and we go back to class. During afternoon classes, the long-haired girl comes back and sits down in her seat without a word. Again, no one notices. No one says anything. I think she's a ghost. I really do. I really think she's a ghost. After school, Shizune and Misha quickly find me by the first floor lobby and latch onto me, covering every flank in case I want to escape. I feel a little offended, but I've been considering it. Nevertheless, I'm a bit disturbed that enough people have made a break for it in the past that they're on their guard. What's with the escort? This doesn't make me feel very comfortable. In fact, it makes me feel like a dangerous prisoner being transported to his cell. What's wrong, Hichan? That's right, we're going to play a game of Risk. I don't know, Misha, that all seems a little sinister to me. I start thinking about when we sit down to play a game, they'll tie me down and torture me until I agree to join the student council. Depends on the kind of torture. That's highly unlikely, but still, for some reason, it seems like it would be so plausible. Getting to the student council room is as simple as turning 2 corners from where we started. What? That's it? That makes you guys being so on top of me seems a little silly. That's not true. Shichan says that when her life is threatened, people have shown the capability to pull off superhuman bursts of speed. Life is threatened. Her expression unchanging, Misha signs something amusingly to Shizune, who makes a baffling face and puts her hands behind her back, looking pleased with herself. Misha feigns deafness and hums cheerily. Stop that. I know you heard me. You have no excuse. Shizune opens the door to the student council room. It's a very plain, sparsely decorated room, although it's quite large, maybe even a little larger than a classroom. I wonder how many waifus we get. I mean, because so far we've only been introduced to 3. There's a big table in the center surrounded by chairs and a smaller desk prominently placed in the back that I assume is Shizune's. There's a few regular desks and chairs stacked to one side as well. Aside from the tables and chairs, the room doesn't have much else to offer. Just a couple of filing cabinets and bookshelves stacked with old school records and documents. This is a pretty bleak room. They could at least put a potted plant here or something, but the most noticeable thing is that this room doesn't have other people. Are we early? No! What do you mean, no? That's right. This is all... Oh. No, that's a clap. I think that was the same sound effect as a snap earlier, too. Let's play Risk. Okay. Do you want to know the rules? Hopefully you I mean, like, if we've never played Risk before, I hope you tell us the rules. Doesn't seem fair if you play Risk without telling me the rules. Please clap. This looks kind of interesting. After Misha spends a little too long with her, for her running through the basics with a somewhat vague and confusing tutorial, Shizune cuts in and declares the game has started with a decisive motion, slicing her arm through the air. Shizune's aggressiveness is rubbing off on me too. I start feeling more competitive than I intended when I agreed to this. Halfway into the game, while I try to ponder how to defend against Shizune's assault from two fronts, she breaks my concentration by drumming her fingers on the table to get my attention. Shizune wants to know that you are taking too long to make a move. You have to... she'll let you keep Australia if you agree to join the student council. Alright. I'll trade you that, sheep, if you join the student council. Just the fact that she would dangle that over my head as an offer means that she knows I care about the outcome of this game. No! Shi-chan admires your fighting spirit and be a benevolent dictator who will spare your people if you agree to join the student council. You're so competitive, Shizune. She seems to take this as a compliment. I would expect a student council president to be a little more magnanimous. I would expect the student council president to be a little more magnanimous, yeah. I'll give you brickies for quickies. Magnanimous? She doesn't seem to know what the word means or how it's signed, so she pulls out a piece of paper and writes it for Shizune, who returns signs it to Misha. Misha presses her index finger against her temples as if trying to physically imprint the word into her memory. ... Suddenly, Shizune bursts into a flurry of gestures. Misha looks daunted by the pace. Wait, please slow down. Shi-chan says you're going to lose. Tell her I'll crush her world empire with my rebellion. Okay. Those eyes of hers shine with childlike mischief. She says you have no chance if you keep playing like this. No, you won't. Oh, should we be aggressive? Or it's a trap? Look. It's Risk. We'll play defensive. Look at the board game. Pretty good defense setup. I'm not going to wreck it doing something reckless. A few turns later, I lose. Shizune adjusts her glasses victoriously and allows herself to tentatively pump a fist in the air in celebration. You lost when you allowed me to take North America. Damn it, North America. Gaining control of North America is ambitious because it provides a 5 army bonus, but you can attack it from 3 fronts, so you must defend them all. I thought you had more guts. How disappointing. Ambition, Hichan, your play needs to be more daring. Ambition, ambition. I was really excited when you took South America, but then you switched to playing defensively just because you gained a small advantage. That's no good. You didn't take enough risks, and when you did, you didn't follow through. That's terrible. That's the name of the game. ... Close up with so far this is best girl, but that's because we've only had the option of like 2 girls. I wonder if you'd be any good for the student council. I wonder if you'd even be any good for the student council. Yeah, that. Unplug my microphone. I unplugged my headset. Whoopsies. Gotta find the hole. There it is. Right in there. What is this? Reverse psychology? I guess I don't have to worry about joining. Giving up just like that? I expected more of you. Seriously, it's Shizune trying to taunt me into joining the council. Besides, I don't even want to join. It's only my second day. I haven't even taken a look at any other clubs. Fine, I'll consider joining the council, but I want to take a look at the other clubs before I decide. Really, Hee-chan? You're not just saying that to make us feel better? Yeah, fine. Aww. Okay, Hee-chan, but we're not going to give up so easily. You said maybe there's still a chance. So you're saying there's a chance. Come on, we could really have fun. We could play more Risk and maybe one day you could beat me. That doesn't make me feel any less reluctant about joining you, you know. Surely you're not that horrible at board games. Maybe we can play a game you know then. Give you a handicap. Handicap. Oh, that's cold. Take a glance at the clock on the wall, realize I spent far longer playing Risk than expected. Sorry, I think I have to go. I wanted to go to the library. It's not closed yet, is it? Shizune scratches her head and gestures at Misha. How hard can it be to determine whether the library is open? There's a clock. It should be, unless the librarian is absent. I think you're right, Chi-chan. We think the library is open. It's on the second floor. You can't miss it. Do you want us to show you where it is? No thanks. It's okay. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye now. Second floor hallway is a carbon copy of the third floor. Except for this frickin' painting has changed and disturbing. The problem is the library whereabouts are not as easily determined as one would think. Classrooms are marked with signs stating which class they belong to, but then there's a plethora of other unmarked rooms. Is the library one of them? Or is it just somewhere down the hallway? I bet on the latter and chose my direction at random. As I turn around the corner, an unmarked door draws my attention because it's not closed. It's not open either, just barely ajar. It would make sense for the library door to be invitingly open, and while this one is not quite that, it's good enough. At the very least, it sees that someone's inside and can ask for directions. I gingerly push open on the center of the door with my fingertips, every muscle in my arm ready to pull back at a moment's notice. The feeling of being an outsider in this school can't be shaken from my mind, so much that I instinctively fear doing something wrong by entering. Ah, full horror game, and this is where we discover my childhood friend just hanging around. Leaning over, I peek inside. Hello? Aw, look at this girl. Damn rich girls. This is not what I was expecting. I mindlessly let the door open to its full extent, taking into sight a solitary figure taking center stage in an otherwise abandoned room. The situation steals my voice, leaving me standing at the doorway, staring at the beautiful girl. Evidently, having taken her time to assess the situation, the girl gently puts down her teacup and opens her eyes. Wavy-haired girl. Now she's blind. Staring directly in front of herself, the movements of her lips seem to break the silence rather than the words. However, it's a soft, measured voice that reminds me she's being separate from the room itself. Not only is she likely the tallest girl I ever laid eyes on, but even among the foreigners I met, she's strikingly distant. I just lost. She takes a moment to formulate a response before speaking. Every action she takes feels as if it's carefully choreographed beforehand. Care to take a seat? Unexpected considering I'm intruding upon her. Thanks. I slowly step towards another seat opposite her, a girl resting her teacup and saucer and a wooden table in between. The way she doesn't track my movements in her head is telling. That slight cloudiness in her eyes means she must be at least partially blind like Kenji. Come to think of it, her voice doesn't have any detectable accent either. I guess she must be half a Japanese. Ah, yes. That's how we like it, a half a Japanese. As I take my seat, her composure takes me slightly off guard. Her air of relaxed confidence makes this silence entirely comfortable. The calming atmosphere is so different from the student council office. I take it you're a new student to Yamaku? Yes, I just transferred in yesterday. I get the distinct feeling my speech patterns don't match the formality of hers, accentuated by her restrained bow of greeting. One which I hasten to match before realizing the futility of the action. I'm Lily Sato. Pleased to meet you. Hisao Nakai. God, my pronunciation in the Japanese names are so atrocious. She gives a nod before gesturing roughly in the direction of her teacup. Would you care for a drink? Thanks, I'm glad her name's Lily. Sure. As much as it pains me, I can't keep step with her formality in the proceedings. She gives a kind nod, taking the request in stride. Teacups here somewhere. Teacup. Without another word, she steps off the chair and falls down. A brush here, a brush there, her left hand lightly touching the side of whatever container she's pouring into. Seems to be a process she's followed dozens of times before. As I lean sideways to see around her back, she seems to use her long, dainty finger to measure the right amount of water in the cup. It's one thing to see the different disabilities the students in my class have, but it's another to see how everyone seems to adapt. Change. Overcome. Shizune and Misha have no problem working together to communicate with me. Lily herself seems to have workarounds for what problems I never thought of. While I feel guilty about her doing the work, she seems pleased to be following the correct process of the offerer preparing the drink. So, her voice brings me out of my silent observance. Which room are you looking for? It's not often this classroom is visited after school. The school library. Shizune and me, some classmates told me this was on this floor. She finishes pouring water into the teacup as she nods, a small metallic tapping coming from the teacup indicating it being stirred. I'm aware of Miss Hakamichi, as are most students. To be with them means you're in class 3-3, no? That's right. She gives a small giggle before setting down her teaspoon and slowly walking towards the table, teacup and saucer in hand. He's quite a character. I imagine you'll come to like him, most do. As she sets down the tea, I gently take it and have a sip. I'm really more of a coffee person. Nonetheless, the smell's quite nice. I hardly think it'd be hard to choke down. Thanks, Sato. It tastes really nice. She smiles and quickly lays her hand in front of her face. Lily, please, there's no need to be too formal. She smiles and waves her hand across her face. She says this in spite of her exceedingly well-bred speech. That's right. She's got 6 IVs. I guess I'm trying to ask her about herself as if... I guess I should try asking her about herself, as it really does seem as if she's catering to me. Which class are you from? I imagine it's one of the third-year classes. I'm in class 3-2, which is on the 3rd floor, same as yours. It's taught by Miyagi, and specifically for both blind and partially blind students. I see. I feel like slapping myself. Looking at her face, though, she doesn't seem in the least bit put off by it. There's no need to change your speech on my account. Sorry. I guess I'm really showing my newness here. An environment like this would be a big change, so I can't fault you for it. While the same can't be said for everyone, many come to terms with their conditions. A category which includes her, it seems. All too ready to jump ship from this particular topic, I segue into another. Do you come here to drink tea often? It's a really nice place. Thinking on it, this might be her version of the place behind my school that I'd like to have lunch at. I come here fairly often during lunchtimes. My duties as class representative don't leave enough time for an official club, so a friend and I use this room for having tea. Class rep, huh? Compared to Shizune, her mannerisms seem to be almost completely opposite. While Shizune's blunt and fiercely driven, Lily seems relaxed and calm, almost aloof. Come to think of it, she might be useful for a less biased view of the school's clubs. What kind of clubs are there to join? The most popular ones are the track and field club, which uses the field near the school during lunch times. The baseball club and a book club in a room near the library. There's also numerous small ones too, such as arts and music and literature club. Come on, tell me about literature club. At a time when I'm just waiting to get on my feet, rushing into a club right away seems slightly unappealing. I wonder if this school shares the same rules as my old one. Is it compulsory to join a club? It isn't. though it is encouraged. Ah, good. That's a relief. I've really let down my guard around this girl to let things slip out. The fact seems to slightly amuse her. Not wanting my tea to get cold, I finally start drinking it, as Lily does the same. As I look over the window over her shoulder, I notice the light coming into the room has a distinctly orange tint. Even here, time doesn't stand still. Time's gone quickly. Sorry? She's blind. Sun's starting to set. Seems to come as a surprise to her. I guess she must have lost track of time. Sorry I didn't mean to keep you away from the library so long. I quickly moved to allay her concern. Ah, no, it's okay. The library's still open, isn't it? Nope. It's probably something I should have asked Shizune when I had the chance, but Lily seems likely to know in any case. True, it's open till 6:30 during weekdays. So Kiza's, how you doing, dude? I quickly glance at my watch. I still have enough time. I might get going in that case. It's nice talking to you, Lily. She smiles and gives a deep nod. Her hands still neatly folded on the table in front of her. It was my pleasure. Come to think of it, should I show you where the library is? I couldn't possibly ask for more help. I should be able to find it all right. Find it? You're practically blind without me. It's all right. I'm going to be talking to the librarian there in any case. I could introduce you. You at the library? What could you do at the library? If you're sure, that'd be great. Thanks. She stands up to follow me. She takes hold of a straight, retractable cane that had been slipped on the handle of her bag on the floor. Compared to the cane the boy in the class had, Lily's looks much thinner and longer. It must be for support, whereas Lily's for navigation. Damn, you smart, bro. Together, we leave the peaceful room and enter the empty hallway on the way to the library. Side by side, my pace carefully slows to match hers. We walk slowly through the hallway. It doesn't take us long to arrive at the door of the warm-looking room, apparently situated in the center of the floor rather than either wing. Ladies first. I'm a lady, I say as I tip my fedora. She gives an appreciative smile at a gesture, taking lead as we file in. To the left is a wooden library counter, the library proper being on the right. It easily dwarfs my old school's library with a distinct smell of old books, giving the place an almost old world affair. There doesn't seem to be a lot of students here. Considering the time, it isn't a big surprise. Everyone's probably either in the school grounds or the dorms. Or eating din-din, which I am increasingly getting hungrier and hungrier about. That's me personally. I'm just telling you guys I'm getting hungry. She says it in a thin air since the librarian doesn't seem to be present. Of course, Lily can't see. That's unexpected. What's unexpected is that it draws a reaction. Something from under the counter thuds, followed by a quiet wail. It die. I don't know, something about this girl. I just don't. I think it's the hair. I think the hair doesn't match the rest of her. Maybe it's just anime hair. Maybe it's just like regular human hair that looks weird in anime. The origin, apparently the librarian, quickly crawls out and bounces up to extremely rigid attention. Hi Lily, how can I help you? Her voice is straining in a failing attempt to sound casual, and she's rubbing the back of her head. Good afternoon, what happened just now? I heard a strange sound. It's nothing, I just hit my head. See, I dropped an eraser under my desk, and while I was looking for it, a pencil dropped, and while I was looking for both of them, you came and surprised me. Are you alright? It's okay, sorry for making you worry. It's nothing, I've had worse happen to me. Night, Darth Bailey, see you later, dude. She's quick to reverse Lily's apologies, almost frantically trying to push aside the possibility she could be in any way inconvenienced by bashing her head on the counter. Worse things have happened. The girl fidgets with her fingers as Lily doesn't seem to drop her concerned expression. She shuffles some papers around the counter for no reason. A little shorter than Lily, replete with glasses, freckles, and a very troubled look, she seems to fit a library perfectly. Ah, Lily, did you get my message? Message? Ah, yes, a text message. I can't see, remember? Right, they finally came. I can't believe it took so long. Amidst her celebrations, partially for managing to change the topic, I'm sure she noticed me from the corner of her eye and freezes on the spot. I'm sorry for not noticing you. It's okay. It happens a lot. You need to check out the book. Return. I'm sorry. The way she can shift so quickly between moods is a little unsettling. He's with me. This is Hisao, a new student. Hisao, this is Yuko, the school librarian. Pleased to meet you. Hisao, right, Hisao, pleased to meet you. Hisao. For a second, she visibly attempts to engrave the name on her mind so she won't forget. Yuko often arranges to import foreign books in Braille for me. Fidget spinners, really? Would you like to tell Hisao a little something about the library? Lily's innocent suggestion is met with an expression of abject terror. Libraries have books. Dewey Decimal System. How is it any responsibility I don't get? But her objection is so sincere I don't doubt for a second she would rather disembowel herself on the spot than tell me where the light novels are. But there's a lot of books in Braille here. I attempt to save the day by asking the first thing that pops in my head. It seems to work, at least partially, as Yuko seems to not exactly relax, but at least look slightly less tense. Well, I think about a third or a fourth of Yamaku's libraries are either in Braille or audio. That's a lot of frickin' Braille books. It's only that, how come this library is so big in the first place? Well, we get a lot of new books regularly because the library is adequately endowed. They spend more on new books than on my salary. It's so troublesome they weigh so much, I wish I could quit this job. Huh. A very awkward silence follows this revelation of too much information. I'll go check the aisles then if you don't mind. It's probably best for all of us if she doesn't keep talking to me. Very well, meanwhile, Yuko, I would have these books if it's alright with you. My first impression was right, the library is surprisingly big. Ambling down the narrow aisles, I study the spines of the books in random order, occasionally sliding one out to read the blurb, taking it with me, if it looks good. In a few moments, I have a respectable stack of books in my arms. I guess I'll never be stuck for choice in here. The normality of the library sinks in. Sure, there are large print and Braille books scattered throughout. That's what a library is. It's as if the calm mood from the room I had tea and Lily stuck with us in here unless it was here to begin with. Something about that puts me at ease. I reach the end of the aisle and find a collection of desks, set up for study or personal reading. Going a little further, I discover a nice quiet corner. While the rest of the library has an odd student sitting at a desk either reading or stealthily sleeping, the back is pretty much deserted. As I glance around, I see someone I recognize sitting in one of several beanbags. Is it Burn Girl? It's Burn Girl. Dark-haired girl from my class, the one who snuck out of the classroom. She's reading a book, keeping it close to her face, which makes her look like she's really into it. From the way she was acting today, I pegged her as more of a delinquent than a bookworm. In fact, her mysterious disappearance from the class raises all sorts of whys in my head. Intrigue floats slowly, but surely towards the surface. Before I know it, I'm walking towards a mysterious, long-haired girl. I guess there's no harm introducing myself, as I would with anyone else. She's a classmate. I walked over to another beanbag, take a seat, and lay my books beside it. The girl starts looking scarily up at me from underneath her fringe. This is the first time I'd seen her this close. Underneath her long, dense bangs, I can see a part of her face, or at least a third, if not half, is pretty badly scarred. My eyes are immediately drawn to the scars, subconsciously peeking past her hair until they meet her own eyes. I've been staring for minutes. For a second, I'm shocked and divert my eyes. Dude, you're so fucking rude. Before I realize that looking away probably only makes it worse. It takes too many seconds to collect myself. Remember that I walked up to her for... Hi. New here. I just transferred here the other day. Maybe you don't remember. I did a excuse me? Excuse me? Me, Hisao, did a self-introduction. Front of your class. Walked past you. You walked out at me. Excuse me. She stares. I'm still getting used to this place. I'm trying to meet as many people as I can. What's your name? Hanako! Her speech is stuttering and so quiet that it's barely audible even in the still library. Somehow I think my delinquent impression of her was wrong. Really? You don't say. Hanako, eh? What are you reading? Oh, just Sun Tzu's Art of War. She gently tips the book backwards so I can read the title at the same time, hiding her face behind it. She must have noticed me staring. Life of Pi. I've never heard it before. What's it about? A boy and a tiger. On a boat. Bestiality. Sounds interesting. Any good? She nods behind the book, but stays silent. She looks kind of tense, a bit like Yuko earlier, but in a different way, more like petrified with terror. So the mystery... Oh, Jesus. Turned out to be anything but, and she's quivering in a way that makes it look like she's mortally afraid of me. The only way out of this, as far as I can tell, is trying to get a normal conversation going. Is it a library book? Is that a book? Golly, I like books. It's mine. It's mine! Go away! Don't take it from me, please! Come here often? Hey, come here often? A huge blush spreads on Hanako's face, and her eyes widen far larger than I thought it'd be possible for eyes to do. No, that's her burn scar. Uh-oh, Raki. I gotta go do something. Bye. Shoo! Hanako takes off and runs towards the counter. Well, she's got working legs at least. Good news. She's got feet and legs. Her hair-like takeoff catches me so off guard I don't manage to go after her until she had a good head start. And the sound of me getting snackies. By the time I reach the counter, she's nowhere to be seen. Lily and Yuko are happily chatting away. Knowing I won't be able to catch Hanako myself, I approach the ladies. Hey, did you see a girl run by here? Maybe. What'd she look like? Long, dark hair, kind of shy. Had scars all over her face? Talking about Hanako, right? Yeah. Oh dear. Would you excuse me? I'd better try to find her. Sure. I'll just hold on to these until you come back. What's going on? Sorry, I have to explain it to you some other time. You see, Hanako hates boys. Lily hastily grabs her cane and hurries out of the library, leaving me alone with Yuko. She runs to the door on the way out. Did I do something wrong? What did you do? Nothing, I just talked to her. Oh, Jesus, you talked to her. Oh, fuck, dude. Why'd you do that? I guess you weren't wrong as much as tactless. Girl's a bit of a special case. It's like she never really talks to anyone. Isn't that a bit strange? I wonder, it's just how she is, I think. Yuka doesn't sound at all convincing. Then again, maybe this is just the norm around here. Everyone has their own problems, or else they wouldn't be here. Perhaps I was being attacked a little tactless after all. But how should I deal with these people? Forcing myself to act overly casual only makes me feel phony. Like I was supposed to be ignoring the elephant in the room. Yuko fidgets spinners. Looks like she wants to say something, but then resists. I think it's an elephant only if you feel that way. So this is Fat Girl. That's who I was talking about. I guess she doesn't have a good sense of self-restraint. It makes me smile and she blushes heavily. Ooh, does that sound stupid? No, it sounds really wise. I guess you're right. It's more about me than anyone else. Neither of us has anything to add, so Yuko fills the silence by shuffling some papers around. People who have papers on their desk really like shuffling papers on their desk. Did you find any books? I want some books. I'll go get them. I fetched my stack of books from beside the bean bags where Hanako and I were sitting and returned to the counter. Wow, you read a lot, you nerd. I surprised myself with that too, honestly. At least when I really think about it. I had a lot of free time earlier this year, so I just kind of started reading books to fill that time. I see. But she doesn't say anything else and just checks out my books for me. I guess this is what they call tact. Holding the library books in one arm, I trawl my pocket for the key to the door. Sudden sound startles me. I heard a sound. I turn around. To find the source and make the sound. I dropped my fidget spinner. Who is it? I turn around and see who's talking to me. It's Kenji. He seems to be in a friendly mood, although the light glinting off his glasses in the dark gives him a sinister look. What's up, Harry Potter? It's just me. This makes him pause and lick his lips nervously. Who is me? I don't know anyone called me. Are you some new guy again? His voice suddenly strained and quick. Yes, but we met before. Yesterday. I don't think so. I remember someone I met only yesterday. Well, is that? What day is it today? It's still Wednesday, my dudes. I tried to ignore him. Is he joking? Prove that we met before. You live across the hall. You're Kenji. How can you tell his eyes are full of fear? How'd you know my name? Damn, this only mean one of two things. Either we met and you're telling the truth, or I just can't remember. Or you're a spy. A psychic spy. No, I can just be psychic. I don't need to be a psychic spy. His eyes dart around me, trying to peek into my room, although it's hard to believe he can see anything through those thick glasses. His mood swings from friendly to manic in less than a minute. I am not psychic. How do I know that? I am not a mind reader. Kenji points a finger in my face, damningly. Unlike you! Stop that, man. We met yesterday. What's wrong with you? Lies. If you think you can pass as his Sal because I'm legally blind, you're sorely mistaken. You don't even look like him. I mean, the resemblance is real slim, maybe at a distance. But who do you think you're kidding? I want to grab him by the shoulders and shake him, exacerbated. I rub my eyes and let out a heavy sigh. Stay there. Kenji comes closer one step at a time. I stay still, lest he assault me physically. Although I doubt he could do much damage, even if he did. Oh, wait, I see it now. Oh, it's you. Sighing again, then once again, for good measure, I step backwards, just in case. What's up, man? You don't look too good. I mean, something wrong? I don't know, just had something stupid happen to me. A few stupid things, actually, even if you discount this one. Can't get a proper touch of other people here, and I have no idea if it's because of me or because of them. Yeah, it's them. It's their problem. It's rough, dude. I'm sorry about calling you a psychic spy and all, but you can never be too careful. It's the hard reality we live in. I agree, man. Psychic spies. So I think that Kenji isn't necessarily living the same reality as the rest of us. You see, it's how it is. This world, there's no justice. Even when I lose, I win. Because I don't lose the lesson. What does that even mean? Doesn't matter. He dismisses it flatly with a wave of his hand. So what happened? Why the long face? Do you have a long face? It's nothing. I just scared some girl off accidentally. Literally, too. She actually ran away from me. It's my fault, I think. I'm not really used to all this yet. A cute girl? It's a hard question. She had a nice bod. Oh my god, it's so rude. Was she cute? Yeah, I guess her body's hot, but I mean, there's a... She had a... She's ugly. No, not cute. There's a lot of cute girls here. It's strangely disproportionate around. I believe this is one of the dark secrets of this school. Wait, oh, it switched. Oh, wait, what? Wait. Oh, hey, look, it remembers what options you pick. Neato. Yeah, cute, I guess. Alright, knew it. There's a lot of cute girls here, strangely disproportionate amount. I tried to warn you, didn't you listen? Dark secrets. Yeah, dark secrets. Extremely dark, like a black hole. Wait, okay, wait a second. He says the same thing no matter what, right? So she was cute. I knew it. She wasn't cute. Not exactly cute, no. Okay, so it changes like one line of text. Or at least this one does. Dark secrets? Yeah, dark secrets. Extremely dark, like a black hole. Have you noticed that the number of girls in the school is slightly, but significantly higher than the number of boys? It's like 60-40. He turns his head to the left and stares off in the distance at nothing. Why is it like this? I mean, to the untrained eye, it doesn't appear to be that bad. But it's a full 20%. One would think that that such a huge pool of women would be a man's dream, but no. It's a nerd's dream. Are you ready? Are you ready? Hey. I don't know where this is going, but I think I won't be missing much by cutting out now. I'm not ready. I only get as far as turning the doorknob before Kenji starts talking again, showing that he doesn't care if my mind is blown or not. I believe the school is a battleground, the site of a feminist infiltration. Damn feminists. Those feminazis. This disparity in the number of men and women is a clear sign of how far they have come in case this Cold War turns really hot. They have superiority in numbers. Just another skirmish in the eternal war against the forces of the feminazis. They're everywhere. In Japan, women outnumber men. It's not a 60-40 split, but it's only a matter of time. Even in America, women are a majority by a hair. They're building up their numbers in the past. The buildup of military has always been the clearest sign of imminent war. Japan's just the first step. Our economy is badass, and the country itself is small and isolated, yet a huge part of the Pacific in terms of political value. The perfect target. They're so cunning. Women. Soon the day will come. Kenji's voice trails off ominously. That's why you can't trust them. They'll string you along, then kill you. Just they killed me. You'll end up just like me. A ghost! Oh, hell no. What does that mean? You said it, not me. Okay. Where was I? Feminist conspiracy. Stop. Too hard to follow. It's cool. I have some graphs. Puppets. Harry Potter puppet pals. Bwomp, 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 bwomp. You don't like puppets? Okay, graphs are still cool though, right? He speaks energetically, responding almost before I'm done talking, moving his hands in an animated way as he continues to rant on. This is too strange. I had him pegged as relatively normal, but it's clear I was wrong. Something on your mind? Something on your mind? Just thinking about what it's like to be the last sane man in an insane world. Kenji frowns, looking deeply upset. You mean that's you? Because I'm the last sane man in an insane world. You can't just steal a man's dream. What the hell? There can't be two last sane men. It would invalidate the word last. Prepare to die. There can be only one Highlander. Just like a foreign movie, Highlander. I've never seen someone talk so heatedly and so defensively about absolutely nothing before. Anyway, if you wait here, I can get my graphs. I also have a list of the other dark and complex conspiracies that this school holds as tangled as... Quick, finish my analogy for me. Be a pal. I'm going to bed now. Doesn't sound like an analogy, but whatever. I like you. You seem like a cool dude. Most people don't understand what I'm talking about when I try to explain the vast feminist conspiracy to them. Denial is a terrible thing. Really? Because I always see denial as a river in Egypt. Later. He claps me on the back and vanishes into his room so quickly and quietly it's like he didn't even open a door, but instead It's like you walked through like a ghost. See, I told you everyone's a ghost in this game. I don't know if I can fully digest what just happened, so I gave up and just go to my room, kicking off my shoes before falling face first into bed. Takes me some time to relax and get up so I can get started on homework. It's because the sheets are cool and conforming against my cheeks, and it feels good just laying there with my eyes closed. The school is like some sort of bizarre and surreal island. It's isolated on top of a mountain, and each person is stranger than the last. I can't seem to fit in. What irony! One would think that fitting in a place that's made for people who are unfit for anywhere else would be easy. I'm trying too hard. Although I say that, it doesn't help take the edge off, and the words are left echoing off my empty walls. I guess it's not as bad as I expected, though. The place is more a school and less a hospital, pretending to be a school. If nothing else, the scenery is beautiful. I open one eye, seeing the school books and bottles of pills arranged side by side on my desktop. Maybe this place is too much like a normal school.